So I want to talk for a minute about the thinking processes that people use in deciding what they believe about COVID and vaccines and that whole thing. I'm not expressing opinions one way or the other on the technical issue. I'm more talking about the thinking processes that I believe people use. The very first thing is this has all gotten very much tied in with the culture war. To a large extent, we have a blue tribe and a red tribe in America, and along with most tribes, there's a tendency to believe everything my side says or does is right, and everything your side says or does is wrong. So right from the get-go, depending on who is saying anything about COVID and the vaccines, whether it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden, whoever it is, people decide right away, oh, that must be crap because that person says it, or that must be right because that person says it. So the very first thing is the cultural affiliations in the culture war. Now the next thing is how much people trust authorities, in particular how much they trust what the political authorities say, and of course that's tied in with the culture war, and how much they trust what medical authorities say, which is a very different thing. There are a large number of people in this country who use alternative medicine and have a lot of skepticism about the official Western medical establishment. And then there are a large number of people who pretty much, while they'll acknowledge there are certain problems, basically believe the doctor knows best and the doctors are right, and you do what they say. So right there, the people who inherently trust the establishment are going to take what they're told at face value, whereas a lot of the people who are more on the alternative side are more inclined to look into the research and question and think for themselves. Now, right there, that's bringing up a big issue. Are people trusting what they're told? And what they're told by the authorities is filtered into them through the media, through the big media. And of course, we've had tremendous censorship by YouTube and Facebook, and Google search results have been changed, and all kinds of things. So there are those who believe, well, I trust the authorities, they're doing what's right, we don't want misinformation out there. And then there are others who are inclined to say, no, just let it all be out there, let me think for myself. So these are basic, fundamental, intellectual positions which might bottom line to, do people believe what they told or what they're told? Do people inherently disbelieve what they're told? So a knee-jerk reaction either way. Or do people actually look at all the evidence, at least all the evidence they're able to get a hold of, and evidence and different opinions and all sorts of things, and then come to their own conclusions? So it's a basic fundamental question. And of course the mass media has seemingly decided that it's what they're going to do, whether they believe because it's their responsibility or for whatever reasons, is, promulgate the official story and not allow any alternative or contradictory things to be heard as much as they can do that. So you're not going to be reading about problems in the New York Times. So that's basically what I wanted to say, that this is very indicative of a lot of the thought processes. And of course you can hear that my attitude is that I do believe that we should have a chance to hear all the scientific opinions and draw our own conclusions. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.